Hi. This is Currency C-Drama. Today, we will review Chinese drama Eternal Love of Dream, Episode 1. The Ancient Floods, the Battle of Gods and Demons. The Emperor Dong Hua led His Majesty Meng Hao, and 72 gods will face the demons, kill and stop the war by war. Life and death. Hundreds of thousands of years later, Ma Zun was born out of nowhere, disobeying Dong Hua's soul status, and destroying the world, and destroying it. After a fierce battle that shook the world, Dong Hua Road was 1 foot tall and stabbed Qing Qiu into the slumped chest. However, her magic power was too high. Qing Qiu couldn't kill it. In desperation, Dong Hua had to sacrifice the soul-locking jade, and seal the mist with your own cultivation. Unsettled and unwilling to defeat, he sent out mad words on the spot, and the day he broke through the seal, he must make the world guarded by Dong Hua become purgatory. 30,000 years passed in an instant. Although the world was peaceful, the battle of the gods and demons of the year was still talked about by the gods of the fairy family, especially Feng Jiu, the granddaughter of Emperor Qing Qiu, against the Emperor Dong Hua. It is even more obsessive. Speaking of which, the Emperor Ji is the only girl among the grandchildren of the Emperor Qing Qiu, and the only 9-tailed red fox from all over the world. Therefore, she has been loved and indulged by her elders at home since she was very naughty and free from trouble. Come on. Top 10. Feng Jiu grew up with Aunt Bai Chuang as a child, but Bai Qian Shane God now has immortals, and only caress about love and affection. Since he can't care about this little niece, he often gives her to his 4th brother Bai. True discipline. Bai Zhen also has a headache for his niece. Where can he restrain Feng Jiu? Feng Jiu has always been brazen and insane, and even Si Ming Xing Jun dares to play tricks. In desperation, Bai Zhen intends to hold her with a bundle of fairy locks. I didn't know that Feng Jiu, who had just gone to school, saw that he was looking for his Jingwei, and he knew that the uncle must be fine to find himself. In addition, the divine god who was as good as a person with him, if he had gone, must be subject to admonition, so he let a few of his companions trap Xiao Jingwei and ran away. Feng Jiu went around to Qing Shan and wanted to see the mysterious place where the sealed demon statue was lost in the legend. She did a little trick, stunned the caretaker's magician, sneaked into the seal land. Before I knew it, I was bombarded by the seal, and then attacked by monsters. This movement not only alarmed the demon generals who were discussing the matter, but also attracted Dong Hua's attention. He knew that the seal was different, and quickly got up. He left Lin Song Shenzhen, who was playing, and hurried to check. At this point, Feng Jiu was being chased by the monster, and it was about to be swallowed by him. Dong Hua Emperor arrived at the right time, and cast a spell to stun the monster. Feng Jiu saw the iconic white hair in purple, and immediately understood the identity of the person in front of her. She did not want to let Emperor Dong Hua see her in trouble, and quickly hid. At this time, all the demon lords arrived, and the demon prince saw that it was Dong Hua Emperor. He was furious and accused him of breaking into the forbidden area of the demon clan. When he learned from the guard's mouth a woman who broke into the forbidden area was a woman, and then forced Dong Hua to surrender the woman. Dong Hua insisted that he hadn't seen any woman, but the demon king didn't believe it, and insisted that he give an explanation. Feng Jiu was embarrassed by the demons when he saw Dong Hua rescue himself in the dark. When he tried to rush through, he was taken away by a Pa who came to seek her. At the time when Emperor Dong Hua and the demon clan were deadlocked, even Song Shenzhen arrived and saw the excitement of the demon kings. Even Song Shenzhen rushed to intervene there. He proposed that Dong Hua Emperor take a step back and promise to do something for the demon. Things are over. Emperor Dong Hua got for a while and agreed, and he immediately promised the demon clan promise, as long as he didn't kill life, contrary to morality, he would do everything in heaven and earth. The demons all got Dong Hua Emperor's promise, and felt that it was advantageous, and immediately stopped, no longer entangled. Feng Jiu, who was captured by King Wei all the way back to Qing Qiu, was obsessed with Emperor Dong Hua because of this side. He ran into the study room and read ancient books overnight, intending to find some records of Emperor Dong Hua in the book, to learn more about him. But Feng Jiu didn't like to read books. She didn't feel the ancient books that were always silent, and turned around. She finally found an interesting record, but the sentence looked pale and the meaning was very profound, so she excerpted the sentences that she could not understand and asked her uncle for advice. Bai Zhen saw a sentence written on the paper: Jia Zuxin has reached a state of concentration and fun. So he got of God and got of magic, and got that his niece really turned his temper, and wanted to study and study well. She explained to Feng Jiu with patience, and told her that what you do is to live in the mind, to practice the 9 levels of meditation, and to live in harmony, quiet, and most extreme silence, focus and fun. If a person's heart reaches a state of concentration and interest, then it will be completely chaotic, and there is no difference between being a god and a devil, depending on personal preference. Feng Jiu solved his doubts and stopped asking more questions, and then got up to leave happily. Bai Zhen gave Feng Jiu a piece of white jade that she had created by herself, and asked her to bring it back to her father. After Feng Jiu went back, he got about it a bit, and some people couldn't figure it out. Since the former Emperor Dong Hua was not a god or a demon, why did he choose a protus and abandon the demons? In order to understand this confusion, the next morning, she went to find a god of fame who was famous for her knowledge and asked him why Dong Hua chose the protus and passed it on to her fathers by using as a gift. God recognized that this was a bitch created by Bai Zhen, and immediately took it into his arms, and gave a serious and orthodox answer. But Feng Jiu heard from his words, among which there is another hidden affair. So he persevered, inquiring again and again. Folding God told her an interesting legend from ancient times. It turned out that the Emperor Dong Hua was born in the Blue Sea, and because of his high spell strength, he was handsome, and he was very romantic, and he attracted a young lady of the tribe Love. Dong Hua saw tens of thousands of beauties on the couch, and he did not hesitate to wrap her up in a quilt without a word, hugged her to the door, and threw it out. The lady did not give up, and still went to chat every night, so she was thrown out several times. This incident spread slowly. Many demon women heard that although people were thrown out, Dong Hua's actions were very polite and not rude, so they followed suit and risked being thrown out. But also enjoy the tenderness of being held in the arms of Dong Hua. Later, even a handsome-looking demon man went to make fun of Dong Hua. So when the father god invited Dong Hua to the East China Sea, he said nothing, followed the father god and left. Protus. After Feng Jiu heard it, he was a little puzzled, and then asked again. Dong Hua didn't like girls or boys, what did he like? God shyly said something, saying that according to his observation, Dong Hua Emperor's 3 heads of horses were round hair, and he wanted to come to those hairy. Feng Jiayi heard the spirit, and immediately showed her 9 foxtails. She could not see the teeth, with a smile indicating that she was also round-haired. After hearing the news, she almost gave her a big white eye, and did not hesitate to hit her. Dong Hua's mounts were all mighty lions and tigers. Feng Jiu quickly turned his fingers into claws, and his teeth became majestic. However, I don't know if this makes me look more stupid, and God can't help shaking his head secretly. Feng Jiu had a heart to dispel Dong Hua Emperor's blue eyes, so she decided to pretend to be a little fairy and approach Dong Hua Emperor to Jiazong heaven. Frustrated to see Feng Jiayi rejoicing, she couldn't bear to refuse, and just looked up to see Bai Zhen coming and promised Feng Jiu to help her conceal it with Bai Zhen, and removed the flaming Feng Yuhua on her forehead. Birthmark. Feng Jiu was overjoyed, thanked quickly, and ran to Zhongshan to find Si Ming Xing Jun. Bai Zhen looked at Feng Jiu's cheerful back, and sighed secretly, wondering whether the young niece would be a blessing or a curse. Folding God comforted Bai Zhen, and took out the jade phoenix that Feng Jiu had just given to him, and showed him to him. At the first sight of Bai Zhen, he was very helpless. The cripples he had made were taken away by this cricket, but never seen him. It is incredible. At this point, Jiazong heaven had already filled the sky with gossips, and all the gods had heard from the Emperor Liang Song. The Emperor Dong Hua and the demon clashed for the sake of a woman, and even fell in love with her at first sight. Goodbye Shu Xin. Si Ming Xing Jun listened, but was very dismissive. Taking his understanding of Liang Song Shen Jun, he was afraid that it would not be true. But when Feng Jiu found him, he begged him with tears and arrogance to help him enter the morning palace as Shana, and he had to believe those rumors. Si Ming Xing Jun failed to withstand Feng Jiu's coquettish petitions, so he promised to help her, but proposed that, except for what she said, she could do nothing to avoid trouble. Feng Jiu heard and promised again, and when excited, he unintentionally exposed his 9 foxtails, and Si Ming Xing quickly reminded him that Feng Jiu Xiao laughed a few times and ran away with his foxtail hidden. Gong was selected in the Taishan palace by Dong Hua, emperor's sister, Princess Zai. The princess was afraid that her brother would be entangled by the seductive Gong, therefore when choosing a candidate, it was very harsh. Fortunately, a girl who knew the inside story, Cholu, helped, and smeared some stains on herself and Feng Jiu. Posing as a sloppy man looks like he was lucky enough to pass the assessment. After settling in the Morning Palace, Feng Jiu and Chao Lu became natural friends. She inquisitively asked Zhao Lu that Dong Hua emperor, born in the Blue Sea, had no father or mother. Why did she have a sister? Chao Lu explained to her. Tao said that the father of Princess Sai had the nurture of Emperor Dong Hua, and the two were righteous brothers and sisters. Zolu also ordered Feng Jiu. Princess Zai has loved Emperor Dong Hua since she was a child. She was so outstanding that she must not provoke Princess Zai to avoid suffering. Feng Jiu quickly agreed.